So did you guys take profit in HIMS stock? Because if you did, congratulations. If not, I don't know what to tell you, because this stock doesn't look bullish right now. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna break it down like I always do, give you all a different perspective of what to look for in the stock market without the confusion. Yeah, you can actually do this. Check this out. Hit the like, share, and subscribe for more of my videos and content. I definitely want you all to participate, to ride along with me, to learn as much as you possibly can on these videos that I produce, because you're not going to get this understanding anywhere else. All right, so look at this. We did a price prediction, right, in HIMS stock. And it was around what? The 19th of September. We still had the idea right here on our chart. We was looking for the stock to go up. Yeah, we were back in September. And did the stock go up? It sure did. Now, I think you can see where we were targeting the price to go. Okay, I think we did an update video after September 19th or the 18th. And we added this sell pocket right here. Okay, but we still kept our idea that this stock was going to try to hit this next sell pocket. Did it happen? Bam, it sure did. Right there. How do we anticipate that? How do we know that? How do we know that HIMS stock was going to top out right here at the sell pocket? How? People say that it's impossible, but here it is. We're just simply looking at price bars and volume, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And people want to make this game so complex and complicated to where that's where you're losing, because you're throwing so much into the pot that you're confused as to whether or not you need to pull the trigger on the buy or the sell. You just don't know what to do. For us, we pay attention to what everybody else is doing first. They are the ones that's leading where price is trying to go. They are the ones who have millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to play with. So when they actually come in and play in the playground, they leave their footprints in the sand. And that's all we're doing. We're paying attention to the footprints in the sand. We're like investigators. We're looking at where all the money is trying to go. As I always tell my people, nobody is in the stock market looking to lose. So when you're not looking to lose, you're putting your best out there on the field to compete with everybody else. That's what you're doing. So when you think about Wall Street and all of the hedge funds and banks and financial institutions that's out here that's participating in stocks, they're putting their best out on the field. So even when they get it wrong, we get to see their mistakes. When they get it right, we get to see the victories. And the crazy part is we get to participate in the victories as well as the losses. But we don't have to put all of our best soldiers on the field. Let them put their best soldiers out there. And we play the background. And when we see anything that is enticing, that looks favorable, then we'll come in and join the team. We already knew that money was sitting in HIMS stock right there around $64 of people wanted to sell. How do we know that? Because they already gave us a heads up right here. Somebody was already willing to sell their positions out in HIMS stock. Now, when was that? That was on August the 5th. So that historical information was already plotted on the chart in, that's August the 5th. We already seen that. So the mind of people is so easily forgotten. People forget as soon as the next day or a couple of weeks. That's why I like price charts, because this price bar, even though it was created on August the 5th, it will be here forever. It won't ever change. This was the price action of all the money that traded on that day. Even on August the fourth. That's the breadcrumb. That's the footprint in the sand. So when we did our price prediction, we was like, all right, cool. We need to target that area. And the moment that price came up there, look the type of reaction that occurred. What happened? Price quickly reacted. Just like it did here in the beginning of August. So this is a massively strong area to where somebody doesn't want HIMS stock to break out. This is the second time that this happened. Which is why I was telling you in the beginning of the video, I'm not looking for the stock to go up because the footprints in the sand is telling me that. Okay. So yeah, we pretty much got this prediction right. The high that came in on October the 15th would have garnered us around 15.3%. Right there. All right, cool. Let's get rid of it. Now, you can see off of the last 2 days of trading in HIMS that nobody wants to buy this stock. Because when a stock loses value from $63.68 to close down to $49.65, that's a 22% drop in 2 days. 2 days. You're trying to tell me that all of these people that was trading right here in HIMS stock didn't want to buy the stock at all? They didn't have enough money to stop the price from dropping 22% in 2 days. Is that what you're trying to say? Answer, yes. That's exactly what I'm telling you. That's another reason why you can say, I'm looking for this stock to continue to go lower. It even broke this buy pocket. The buyers didn't even support the stock right here on this pocket of buying that we created. Look at that. Hold on, let me fix that. Look at that. They left this buy pocket. So we could get rid of that too. Price closed on this buy pocket now. We might see price go up Monday or next week. But these last 2 days is severe. We might see this stock continue its trek to the downside. I just want to get you all prepared for it. So when it happens, you guys won't be looking stoned or like a deer in headlights, because I'm giving you the heads up now. All right, check this out. We're going to look at this market in HIMS on the weekly chart first. Okay. I know if you're a buyer in HIMS stock, you don't want to see this type of information, but hold on. This information can also preserve your money, your capital. Even though you just wanted to see the price continually go higher. I know everybody wants to see the stock always go up to infinity. But there's going to be bouts to where the stock doesn't do that. And it looks to me, when I look at this stock chart for HIMS on the weekly time frame, it looks like there's a pretty big lid of selling right in this area. Massive area of selling right there. It's just like a massive lid of somebody continually selling their HIMS in the market. What's wrong with these people? Do they not want the stock to go up higher above 74 bucks? You would think that they will want that. So who is the person that is in here trying to sell out their positions? Does it really matter? Because I could care less who it is. I just want to know, what are they doing? And as you can clearly tell from the history of this chart, they are clearly selling every time price hits that area. So why would you want to be a buyer? I'm just saying. When you see something this strong going against one side of the market, in this case, it's the buyers, why would you want to be a buyer right now? You want the price to come down off of that area a little bit. So when the buyers try to get some breath of fresh air, then you'll get some profit, a little bit at least. Okay. This is the weekly chart right here. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to keep it real. That is not good. And this is in combination to the last other 2 weekly price bars. So we got 3 weeks to where price in HIMS close at the bottom of the bar. That is not good if you're on the buy team. If you're on the buyer's side, that's not good for you. Here it is on the 2 weeks. That's not good. What about HIMS on the 3? That's not good. HIMS on the 5. That's not good. Here it is on the 5-day time frame. That's not good. That tells us that there's still some weakness in this market for HIMS, and luckily we already have areas that we can target. We already got it. So we're naturally will anticipate a continuation of lower prices. Now, when you consider the spread in HIMS off of this 5-day chart, how low you think it could go? Maybe this area around 41 bucks. That's logical. Maybe $38.25. That's logical too. HIMS on the 4. Here it is on the 3, 2, 1, 11-hour chart. We got that small inkling of buyers on this last 11-hour chart. So yeah, we could get a bounce, like no doubt about it. We saw it before. So if we start out next week, you see HIMS begin to bounce, cool, because we already got history to where people did that. That was back in mid-September, so a month ago. However, we need to see the buyers reclaim some lost territory. So this is going to be a sell pocket right here. Okay. This would be the area that we would need to see the buyers in HIMS reclaim. Okay. Let's draw another one right here. All right. So this is ultimately where the biggest, it's like up here, where that sell pocket is. Now, I don't come in and I do this stock every day. So we're going to anticipate this on a longer term time frame, which is why I'm placing a caveat that we can see this stock go higher from out the gate. I'm talking about from Monday. It could go up. Why? Because we had a buy pocket. I'm telling you that right now. Now we're going to target though this buy pocket here first, either at the high or the low. At the low is like 6% move, $46.86. But ultimately we want to see the market test down here. It's like 18.25% move to the downside right there. Okay. Can it go a lot lower than that? Yeah, of course. But we definitely have opportunities to see a switch or a pivot occur from this move to the downside in HIMS to where it's going to try to go higher. And we think these buyers are just waiting anxiously for the price to get there. And that's what we're going to hold right there. All right. So that is it. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit, because that's the only way you gain edge. Trade different.